No, yes, stay right here. All right, and you can roll your eyes. Okay, David Michael, or Michael David, whichever way you want to go. David Michael, we were talking a few minutes ago about your struggle on doing of telling kids what to do and letting kids figure out what they want to do. And can you tell us a little bit more about that?
That's not the question I was prepared for.
Okay, well, hold on just a second. All right, here we go. We're back at this. I have a new set of things here. Oh, and it's highlighted for me. Hey, Michael, how can we empower and engage students while honoring their differences by providing, well, choice? How might you implement choice in your classroom? Okay, I'm going to swing it over to you. Here you go, brother.
I think the biggest one. Okay, hold on. I think the biggest thing for me is allowing students to have choices that are navigable. Is that the word? That are navigable. Okay. That are navigatable. That are. I don't think that's right. That they can navigate and still have success in. So allowing channels and doing the prep work to allow students to take different pathways, but having equal opportunity to reach the same goal. And how might I implement that in my classroom? Thinking about what they do after they choose. I think is the biggest one, because it's fine and dandy to give students all these choices, but once they choose something, what is the pathway? And I think probably a combination. I've done a lot of group work this year, so this was the first thing we've done that's not group work.
Okay. It's still choice.
Yeah. You can allow them to choose whether they want to work in groups.
Okay. Okay. All right. We're switching over here to your partner.
Mr. Khaled, are you right there? Mr. Khaled, can you share with us a couple of your experiences? Well, what works best for you?
Thank you, Michael David. In terms of what works best for me, I think the biggest thing is giving students that choice and empowering them, in the sense that there's always kids who struggle with reading. There's always kids who struggle with comprehension through dense text, or maybe there's kids who prefer text over video, or there's kids who prefer outputting through a drawing or a sketch. But I think with student choice, it's a good way to give students the ability to pick what they want without being labeled as the kid who can't read, right? You might know there's a student who's struggling with reading, and you may be like, hey, Johnny, I think, why don't you watch this video?
Because you can't read.
Right, and that's the implication. And rather than being assigned that title, or being like, oh, well, you're not really good at public speaking, so why don't you write an essay? Instead of doing that, the kids get to make that choice by themselves, so they feel a little more confident. And in terms of how I want to implement it in my classroom, I think I really liked in the slides that they were talking about the idea of asking students for what they would want to do. I know in my class I've done a lot of, I'll give kids all these choices. You can make a movie, you can do this, you can do that. But I've never actually asked my kids, hey, do you guys want to give me ideas for what's something that you would want to output with? So I want to start doing more of that.
But do you do that when you give them a list?
Yeah, I give them, but I think, although that sounds very similar, I think it would be a different result. Instead of being like, hey, you can pick whatever you want, versus, hey kids, what are things that you're good at and things that you would be good at outputting? And then I put that on the list. I think that would have a different result.
But how do we get kids to be good at things that they're not good at if we don't squeeze them into doing some of those things sometimes?
And that's where the idea of student choice not all the time.
Okay.
You definitely do want to facilitate those things, but then that's where the idea of you don't want if you're trying to understand their learning of space, you don't want that barrier to be there. Then, so if you're like, I want them to understand reading, then let's give them a reading about sports or cars or, these little cliche things that we always say. And then we'll really teach them those skills without having to worry about science. When you want to teach them things that you think they don't know that are just like processes or these skills, then let's focus on those skills without focusing on science content. When we're focusing on new content, then I think it's more important for giving choice.
Melissa?
Okay, Melissa's writing. Melissa's doing a lot of writing. Okay, well, we're signing off for now. Hold it. Whoa, no, we're not. Hold on. Oh, I got all kinds of thoughts, and I love it to death. I'm just not very good at it. And when I'm not very good at something, as opposed to the making coal into diamonds, I just stay coal. Okay, so I understand where my weaknesses are. And with that, we're signing off.